We are celebrating 20 years of an icon. It's so amazing to reach a milestone like this, and we have so many things that we're doing for the fans and for the industry to celebrate not only Lara's impact on the world and pop culture, but also on the fans and the personal moments they share with her.
So it has been 20 years. How many games has Lara been in over those 20 years?
Well, there have been 13 main releases, but there are also some mobile games and there are plenty of tabletop things. I mean, it's amazing how many things Lara Croft has been a part of that even I didn't know about until we were actually researching all the things and all the ways that she's impacted the industry. But 13 major releases.
I didn't know that she'd been in novels. I knew about comic books, but there are actual proper books as well.
Absolutely. We actually have one that's coming out very soon. It's called Lara Croft and the Blade of Guinevere. So that's excellent. We just had Lara Croft and, Tomb Raider and the 10,000 Immortals. We have the Dark Horse comics. We got a new series as well as, ones that told the origin story. So there's a lot of ways that Lara has impacted not just games, but transmedia.
And of course, she's as a young girl growing up playing games, she's kind of iconic for us growing up too.
She is, and the thing that we always find is that people have these very personal stories with Lara Croft. And I remember, I was one of the people playing her on day one, on the PlayStation 1996. It was such an amazing moment. One of my favorites was always that swan dive, right? You make that huge swan dive. I'd never seen that in games before, and so that was always my Tomb Raider moment. And so we're actually inviting fans to share their Tomb Raider moments. If you go to TombRaider20.com, you can actually look at all the different programs we have going on. We have a fan art contest where fans can be immortalized, or they can have their art immortalized as part of the franchise. They can record a video testimonial about what Lara means to them. So it's all about finding those great little moments.
And of course, speaking of having fans immortalized, there are, of course, a number of cosplayers who are dressed as various eras of Lara.
Absolutely, and one of my favorite things, we've recently announced that we have a book, the 20 Years of Tomb Raider, and there's a huge section on it about our fans and the cosplayers, and the incredible amount of passion and detail that they pour into these costumes is just second to none in the industry, from what I can see.
Hi, I'm Lara Croft, and I'm here to tell you all about my new game, Tomb Raider 3. Most of you are probably thinking that I'll have new outfits to wear, vehicles to drive, and of course new locations to explore, and you'd be right. But Tomb Raider 3 also features a whole range of new effects that have been specially designed to make the game faster, smoother, more atmospheric, and well, more adventurous.
We shouldn't just be focusing on Lara. As amazing and wonderful as Lara is, and she is a hero to so many people, there is actually more to the game than just one character. Are we celebrating the worlds of Tomb Raider as well?
Absolutely. We just had a Square Enix Presents show where we celebrated the fans' top 20 tombs. If you think about the pillars of Tomb Raider, and I'm really glad that you brought this up, Lara Croft is obviously central. She's a cultural icon. Her story is what drives the universe forward. But when you talk about things that fans know, like tombs, if you talk about the fast-paced combat, talk about, Lara using her intellect to solve puzzles or to whittle down the enemy, regardless of whether you're looking at it from the classic franchise or from the modern reboot with the more survival action flair to it, these pillars, these tenets of the Tomb Raider franchise are things that we can celebrate across both sides of the coin.
Because it did kind of revolutionize gaming. There are games out now that you go, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for what Crystal Dynamics and the developers have done before that.
Absolutely. You look at what Core did with respect to the first games, and I appreciate that. You look at what we tried to do with the reboot, and I think that there's a lot of great things. It's always fun to see the industry learning from each other. What have they always said? There's only 4 movie scripts that have ever been written, right? So there's always influences. We get influences from other games that we love, and we love it when we influence other games.
So we are looking to the future. Obviously, the future PS4 is coming out. That's the next big thing. Are we looking any further than that yet, Rich? Is there anything we can talk about?
Well, Jessica, I can't answer it in any other way than to say we're always listening to our fans, and we are always thinking about where we want to take Tomb Raider as a franchise and Lara Croft as a character. And I can tell you that there are some very exciting things in store.